Hello everyone, welcome back to another Doctor Who product review. In today's Doctor Who product review, we're continuing the Season 9 reviews. This time we're taking a look at the Curse of Peladon and taking a look at the Robert Harrop Aggedor figurine. Now the first part of this series, covering Day of the Daleks, was the History of the Daleks set 7, so check out that video if you haven't checked it out already. But in this edition we're taking a look at the Royal Beast himself, Aggedor, Haroun, Haroun, Haroun. So the way this video is going to work is I'm going to take a look at the packaging, then take a look at the detail of this figurine, and then do a little comparison to the other Robert Harrop figurines I have, and then do my overall thoughts on this figurine itself. It's been a while since I've taken a look at a Robert Harrop figurine, but I've picked up a couple since, and I thought, you know what, it'd be a good time to take a look at Aggedor himself. So let's take a look at the packaging. Packaging wise for the Robert Harrop figurine, so we've got pretty much the same style guide packaging we see on the B&M set. So we've got Doctor Who, and then the sort of 13th Doctor TARDIS floor there. Then we've got the name of the figurine there, the name of the story, and what it's limited to. So this is limited edition to 200, and the Doctor it's based off, limited edition hand-painted figurine, then the Robert Harrop logo. We've got the TARDIS there, very much the same style guide packaging like I said from the B&M stuff. Limited edition hand-painted figurine, and then some Robert Harrop company info. Taking a look at the top of the box, we can see a sticker, which again contained what the figure is, well, figurine I should say, and my limited edition number there, which is 167 out of 200. Detail wise for Aggedor, so because this is a figurine, it feels very different, not talking about articulation and all that detail, but if we take a look at the sculpt for this, so we start off with the head. Now the head is done incredibly well. I will say I think there has been a bit of artistic license taken to Aggedor, in the form of sort of the sort of skin colour, or sort of the fleshy parts of Aggedor I should say, around the eyes and the snout. It sort of almost has this sort of warthog look to it, that sort of pinkish purpley colour. I think it was more like a grey brown in the actual show, but I guess because Aggedor was sort of filmed in low light, there's not that much good reference material for it, so I guess a little artistic license has been taken for this. But if we take a look at the actual fur, the fur is done incredibly well. It does have this great lifelike look to it, the way it's sort of been captured with this sort of light, sort of dark brown sort of base coat, and then it's sort of been given a sort of a lighter wash over it to sort of really highlight the individual strands of hair, and a slight sort of black wash to really give it sort of a sense of depth and texture to the fur, and I think that's been replicated incredibly well. You can see all the sort of spiky hair, it's done very well. We've got Aggedor's horn, again that's done nice in this sort of off-white sort of beigey colour, and it's sort of been given this sort of tannish colour to give it a sort of sense of age, and that's been replicated on the teeth as well. And of course we have Aggedor's little eyes there, giving this nice little gloss effect to it, and the snout's done it very well. You can see sort of the different sort of texturings of this different skin there to give that illusion, but it's different texture to the skin. Again, the fur has been given this sort of light, sort of almost sort of blondish tint to it by the sort of snout there, to give it a sort of more of a lighter look to the fur, which again is done great. And even the little nose has been given a sort of a gloss effect to give that sort of wet dog nose look, which is done great. And of course that glossy effect has been continued on the tongue as well. We've got little Aggedor's teeth there, and again we can move down to the actual body itself. You can see the great sort of fur sculpting and detailing, again lighter browns, different browns to give it sort of different textures and look to, so that there's more depth and sort of detailing to Aggedor's fur than just painting it sort of a solid brown. It really does come to life, especially there you can see all the little different strands of hair and texturing. It's just done incredibly well. It is rather nice. There's not much you can say about Aggedor because the detail is pretty much all the same. You can see all the nice little fur detail, little claws popping out there. Again, they've been given a nice sort of yellow wash to give it a sense of age, which is very nice. Again, move down the side, you can see more of that lovely fur sculpting, that little black wash to really show the little sculpting details of the hair. Yeah, really nice detailing you can see on Aggedor there. Yeah, really incredible sculpting. If we move down to the base, you've got little Aggedor's feet. Again, it's been given that sort of purple wash, again black wash, which really does highlight the sort of sculpting detail of the actual skin there. Again, Aggedor's little feet, and then we've got the base of, I guess, from the actual mines of Peladon there, which again that's been given a nice sort of tan colour and a little white wash over to give it a sense of sort of dust and stony effect, which I think works incredibly well. So yeah, detail wise for Aggedor, he's pretty nice, isn't it? You can see sort of the black wash there by the top of the fur. Yeah, really lovely detail. You know, excellent paint work throughout to give it that nice little fur texture, and they've really captured that lovely fur detail. And if we move to the bottom of the stand, of course we get the limited edition figure number, that nice little felt thing, so it's not going to roll on your shelf. And of course Aggedor does come with his trusty certificate of authenticity. There you can see the limited edition number there. You can see a little bit of artistic license has been taken for Aggedor there, but yeah, I think they've done a great job. And I think this is a lovely thing about the Robert Harrop stuff, is that they aren't afraid to do the more obscure sort of monsters. I wouldn't be surprised if Robert Harrop tackled the Taran Wood Beast in the future. I mean, that would make for an interesting figurine. I probably would buy it just out of curiosity. But let's do a little size comparison to the other Robert Harrop figures I have in my collection, so you can see how Aggedor scales against them. And of course I'll get a Third Doctor figure so you can see how he scales next to the Third Doctor himself. Doing a quick size comparison to the other Robert Harrop figurines I have, you can see that nothing is beating that Abominable Snowman Yeti in terms of height. The Silurian's just a little bit taller than Aggedor. Again, I think a little bit of artistic license has been taken to this, because obviously Aggedor was a bloke in a suit, and I think that they've sort of gone for more of the approach of if he was an actual creature, like a bear, then this is what you probably get sort of size-wise, and he's just a bit shorter than the Mandrill. But if I bring in the Third Doctor, you can see that he's not really in scale with the Third Doctor. I know that Aggedor's on a stand, so if I put him on a stand there, you can see how he's size comparison next to Aggedor himself. But yeah, really nice figurine. So let's do my overall thoughts on Aggedor himself. So what are my overall thoughts on the Robert Harrop Aggedor figurine? Well, I really like him. I think if you're after accuracy with this figurine, you're probably not going to get it, as I think that Robert Harrop, what they've done is they've taken the potential of Aggedor and you get this, because I think that this figurine removes the aspect of, oh, it's a bloke in a suit, really, in a costume. I think as well that they've took a bit of artistic liberty on sort of the face with like the horn. I think the horn's more of like a silver colour in the Curse of Peladon, but they've gone for that lovely off-white thing to make it look more realistic. I think if you want an Aggedor in scale of your 5-inch figurines, then go for the Eagle Moss one. But I will say that I'm more of a Robert Harrop person, because I think that the quality control on Eagle Moss is very iffy, especially on the sort of human characters, whereas with Robert Harrop, you're paying a little bit extra, but you're getting something a lot better in return, I feel. And I think that this is a great little figurine of Aggedor, and I think that it just, you know, replicates Aggedor pretty well in my opinion. So there we go, that has been my review of the Robert Harrop figurine of Aggedor. It's just great to have Aggedor on the shelf in the collection, because, you know, he's an iconic part of the Third Doctor here, isn't he? He's in 2 of the stories, and, you know, he plays quite a heavy role in both of those, so it's great to have one of the most iconic creatures from the Third Doctor era represented on the shelf. So if you've enjoyed this review, then please do like and subscribe. There's plenty more Doctor Who figure product reviews coming up in the future, such as the next review, which is the Big Chief Studios Third Doctor from the Sea Devil. So I'll see you in that review very shortly. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.